We have Norma Pfaff here, an oil painter. And Norma, tell me, what inspires your artwork?
Well, most of the time it's a fleeting glance. It's I'll see something that touches me in some way. Maybe it's the light, maybe it's a look in somebody's eyes or an animal eye, and it just gets me going and me thinking about how I can tell the story that's behind that feeling.
And how have you developed your style?
Just hours and hours and hours of working, reading, experimenting, watching other artists, a few workshops. I'm mostly self-taught, but just lots of trial and error and learning what I like.
Can you tell us a little more about your creative process?
Sure. Well, it all starts with that fleeting moment that I see something that I'm inspired by, and sometimes I think for months on it before I can think of the story I'm trying to tell. Sometimes it's really quick, and I start with just trying to build a story around my subject, and then I may do some sketching. I may do a study, a small painting, and before I do a final painting. But sometimes I just dive right into it. And an example is Medicine Spirit over here. When I started this one, I had taken a lot of photos down in the Tetons where I go to get bison photos. And I was going through my photos looking for something because I wanted to paint a white bison. And I found a picture of a brown bison, and it was kind of a gloomy day. And so I found one that I thought I liked, and so I got my canvas out, and I just, with my pen, or with my brush and some sepia, I kind of just sketched him in there on my canvas, but I didn't like it. And so it sat on my wall for about 4 months. I came back and I looked at it, and I thought, that's not a good, just not a good portrayal of what I'm trying to say. So I sketched him over, and then he sat there for a while again. And one day I walked in my studio, and this painting just said, "It's time to paint me. It's time for you to tell my story." And I just dove into it. I didn't do any preliminary sketches. I didn't really do a lot except for just go for it. And so I say, and I've said this many times, this painting painted itself. I was just the vessel to tell the story. And so that's one example of what I do. Sometimes I'm a lot more meticulous about it. I'll do sketches, I'll plan it better. But I find that when I do a painting like this, I'm so much happier with it. It speaks to me more.
And how do you know when it's done?
It tells me when it's done. That's a process that you just know. At times, I take my paintings and I set them aside. I think, okay, I'm done with this piece. But I'll take it and sit aside and look at it for a few days and walk by it. And maybe I take pictures of it with my phone. And then sometimes it'll say no, and I take it back to the canvas. And other times it'll say, yeah, I'm done. And so I sign it, and it's done. And at one time, I had an artist tell me that once you sign a piece of work, don't go back to it. Well, I broke that rule. I feel like it's my piece, and if it needs to be fixed, I'll go back and fix it. And so I have done that on occasion.
So tell us about this piece.
The horses?
Yes.
It was just a group of horses out in a field down in the Big Hole, and it was really a gloomy day. So it wasn't a good photograph, but it was a good reference. And so I created the background, and I do that a lot with my work. I paint mostly from my own photographs, and I like to do that because it takes me back to the moment. When I'm painting, I'm smelling the air, I'm feeling the feeling. I either feel the chill or I feel the warmth. I can smell the animals. So it's so much more of an experience when you paint from your own photos. Painting a bunch of horses in it alive is kind of tough because they just won't stand there long enough for you to paint them. But
So it sounds like that's how you get the emotion in your paintings, is you're feeling the emotions that you experience when you took the photo.
right, right,
That's awesome.
absolutely.
Okay, and who is this guy?
This man his name is Robert Culbertson, and he owns American Productions down in Easton, Texas. And he used to be a stuntman. And I went down and spent 3 days on his ranch and just took photos. My friend Robert Hagen, who is an artist out of Australia, recommended that I went down there, and so I did, and it was a blast. It was hot, but it was just an absolute blast running around on that ranch. And he was sitting on a log, and it was late afternoon, so the sun was perfect with the sun's that sweetheart light. And he was sitting there talking, and I snapped a picture of him. And he had such character in his face, and I just had to paint his painting, his picture. And he's really a great guy. And all my Western stuff that you see is from that shoot down in Kansas.
So tell us a story about another one of the paintings you have here.
Okay, I've got this one. I call it Chief. That is Mo Brings Plenty. A lot of people know him from Yellowstone. When I took the photos of Mo, I didn't know who he was. I was just on this ranch, and he was one of the models there. And everybody was running around saying, Mo's coming, Mo's coming. And of course, that didn't mean anything to me because I was oblivious to really who he was. And so it wasn't until I came home back to Montana that I found out who he was. And a very nice gentleman, really nice guy. So I just really enjoy painting him. I painted a couple pictures of him, and I have a few more from my shoot that I want to do. But it was a real fun painting to do.
So your show here at Explore the Arts, you have horses and what are your other animals? Bison.
I have one cougar because I've sold all the other ones, and some Western art.
I'd say it's all Western.
Yeah, it's all Montana-like. I'm a Montana girl, so I've always loved the outdoors, and I love the experiences of outdoors. I was raised on a farm when I was young, and it's always stuck with me. Those are some of my favorite memories when I lived on a farm. And so it's always inspired me. I used to, when I was a kid, get up, and I loved the mornings. I've always been a morning person, and I like to go out in the warm sun in the morning and just watch and listen to the birds and the animals and the nature going on around me. So that really influences my work.
So we have this very colorful one, and then on each side of it there are the white backgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting. What's your favorite?
My favorite? Oh, I have a hard time with favorite.
I'm between the color and
the color and the white.
Mm-hmm.
The color was kind of earlier in my career, and lately I've been doing a little bit more simple. I like that white background because the focal is totally on the subject, in this case horse, and I think it just sets a really kind of nice mood, and it really focuses on the subject.
It does. It really does. Mm-hmm. So do you have some other shows coming up?
Yes, I do. This show here at Explore the Arts goes until July the 6th. And then July the 11th, I'm doing a little one-day show down in Darby for Art for Barks. It's a fundraiser for a veterinarian in Darby. And then August, I will be in Jackson Hole, Wyoming at the Jackson Hole Art Festival in August, the 14th through the 16th. And then September, I'm doing the Wildlife Expo in Anaconda, and that will be the 18th through the 20th. And that should wrap up my year for shows, I think. but I'm not going to guarantee that.
So other than shows, what are your hopes going forward with your art?
Well, I just strive to be better. I want to level up in my work. I'm always looking for new techniques that fit in my style and fit in with my artwork. I've never been a copier. I just want to improve. I guess that's my biggest thing, is improve. And it's really important to me that I can connect with the viewer, the deep story behind the piece of art that they're looking at. Separate them from the superficial view of it and help them pause and take a moment and really appreciate life around them, because we live in such a busy world.
Do you always work in oils?
I have worked in other mediums, but my favorite is oil. Oil gives me the richness that I really like in my work. I've worked in, I really enjoy watercolor, still do today. I got involved with a group of nature journalists, and that was a lot of fun. I like to go out and just do some watercolor sketches and some writing. That's just kind of a fun thing to do, but my main medium is oil.
Well, your artwork is lovely, so we're very happy to show it here at Explore the Arts. So,
And I so appreciate it, Barbara.
you're
Thank you.
welcome. Thank you. Bye-bye.